Good evening, Belize. It's Friday night and you're tuned into News 5. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us. Here's what's making headlines tonight. Team Belize is officially the queens of Central American women's volleyball. We'll take you courtside for that celebration. Also tonight, as scrutiny continues in the case involving Said Guerra, the Ministry of Human Development and the National Commission for Families and Children are speaking out, strongly condemning all acts of sexual violence against children and calling for urgent action. Then a major move from the Ministry of Finance. The gaming license for GMK Sky Limited, owners of Caribe Blue Casino, has been revoked. The public is being warned to steer clear of any dealings with the company owned by Rima Ray. At the Caribbean Court of Justice, a monitoring hearing reveals that key promises under the Maya Land Rights Consent Order still haven't been met. We'll break down what that means for Indigenous communities. And in this week's Look on the Bright Side, we'll get personal with Rumil Arana. He's known for his financial wisdom and mentorship. But tonight, he opens up about fatherhood, co-parenting, and raising two boys with heart and purpose. All that and more coming up after the break. News 5 starts now. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. Belize's Golden Girls have done it again. From under 21 championships in 2024 to now dominating the under 23 category. Team Belize is officially the powerhouse of Central American women's volleyball. On Thursday night, the Civic Center was electric as our national team faced off against Guatemala for the gold. And let's just say they didn't disappoint. With a stadium full of passionate fans cheering them on, Belize sealed another historic win. News 5's Paul Lopez was courtside for all the action and filed the following report.
Belize's under-23 women's volleyball team struck gold in front of a sold-out Civic Center. Fans lined up early, some paying double or even quadruple for tickets just to witness the showdown against Guatemala. Inside, the energy was electric. Belizean flags waved, the crowd roared with every point, and Team Belize delivered a dominant 4-set win to claim the Central American Championship. National pride was on full display as the Golden Girls made history once again.
I'm a proud Belizean, and I've been waiting. I've been, working hard on my shoulder, trying to strengthen my shoulder, and I'm just proud. I'm proud of my teammates, and we get to represent Belize and do something great for Belize. So I'm really happy about that.
What did you understand coming into this tournament was your role?
To lead, or to be one of the teammates to uplift my team when needed, and also to give my team grace. I think that it's volleyball, and volleyball is a competitive sport, and even though they took a set, I told my team, it's okay, it's volleyball, and I just think my role was to support my teammates and having them have my back as well.
But winning 2 gold medals in consecutive Central American tournaments did not come overnight. Coach Lupita Kwan has been one of the driving forces behind developing the team over the years. She has witnessed disappointing and heartbreaking losses, all culminating in this point. Belize is the most dominant team in the region in women's volleyball.
It is a really, really proud moment for us because it shows that we didn't just do it once, but we were able to repeat it. So it shows consistency. It shows that a real program in the making and that the girls are there in it all the time now. We're not just one and done.
I think a lot of countries want to know what's the secret.
Well, first of all, you have to seek out the players who really have the ability to play, irrespective of economic circumstance, and that I think is what holds us different from the other countries, where anybody that can play and is willing to play can afford to play. It's not paid for. It's something that is open to everybody once they have the ability and the will to do it.
One of the driving forces behind Team Belize's golden run is Garrett Mighty Mouse Bruce. Small in stature but huge in heart, Bruce has captained her team to not 1 but 2 championship titles. On Thursday night, as the crowd roared and gold medals were draped around their necks, Bruce took a moment to reflect, not just on the win, but on the tough losses that came before it. From heartbreak to history, she's led with grit, grace, and a whole lot of fight.
We're a very confident team. We got to tell our teammates that we need to stay confident. But we're very confident and positive in our preparation and in our coaches. And we trust and believe in each other. And I guess that's what made us successful.
2 goals year back to back to back, man. You really have to look at that moment and embrace it, don't you?
Yeah. Belize is a small country and we're a small team. Like I said before, we've been losing before we started winning, and right now as a team, if they were here before taking the losses or here now taking the wins, we got to appreciate it because we've grown a lot as a country, a lot as a program, and a lot as a team.
Kaya Gordon also received an individual award for Best Attacker, while Nissan Martinez received an individual award for Best Opposite. Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
Coming up, former ambassador charged. Family demands answers in Tina Saul case. More when we return.
Watch The Truth of God with Pastor Gino Jennings of the First Church of Our Lord Jesus Christ every Sunday morning at 8 a.m. exclusively on Channel 5 Belize. The Truth of God with Pastor Gino Jennings every Sunday at 8 a.m. on Channel 5 Belize.
You might think it will never happen to you. You probably only hear about it in the news. But it happens when you least expect it. Often to those closest to you. Often in the places you think are safe. Drowning can happen anywhere, to anyone. And yet, drowning is preventable. 236,000 people drown every year, over 2.5 million in the last decade. Anyone can drown, no one should.
Favorite KTV contestant by texting the number of votes followed by a space, then your contestant's number, and send it to Smart Code 585. Here are this week's contestants.
I'm here without you, baby, but you're still with me in my dreams. I don't wanna fall asleep, oh, I miss you, baby, and I don't wanna miss you, baby. Oh, yeah, I say, hey, what's going on?
And there are bombs and there are guns in your head, they are dying.
Never know this one, that was when
Just because it burns doesn't mean you're gonna die. You gotta get up and try and try and try.
I found a reason for me to change who I used to be. I'm becoming this. All I want to do is be more like me and be less like you.
Remember, voting ends on Sunday at midnight, and don't forget to tune in every Tuesday at 8 p.m. only on Greater Belize Media.
Is your classroom in need of a transformation? Benny's B-Box is giving one lucky teacher the ultimate classroom transformation experience. Just fill out the Google Forms on our Facebook and Instagram pages. Be sure to tag and share hashtag Benny's Classroom Makeover. But don't wait, submissions end July 31st, 2025. Visit our social media pages for more info. Don't miss your chance to get back to school ready with Benny's and B-Box.
stroll and my dad is done.
Wait, who said anything about running out? Smart just dropped a more powerful plan that now includes social media data so you can scroll till your fingers cramp.
Enjoy free social media data now included in our Flex Choice and Select postpaid plans.
Visit any Smart showroom to sign up today because connectivity just got even better. Smart, bringing people together.
Tonight, we continue our coverage of a troubling case involving former Ambassador Said Badi Guerra, who now faces charges for the sexual assault of a 16-year-old boy. The family, his mother and uncle, spoke with us under strict anonymity and gave permission for us to hear directly from the teenager. The mother, still reeling from the trauma, says she's not only heartbroken by what happened to her son, but also frustrated with how authorities and medical personnel handled the situation. She told us that after her brother picked up the boy in Benque, they rushed to the San Ignacio hospital, only to have his lungs and back checked. Unsatisfied, they went to a clinic in Benque Viejo, where a doctor finally called in the police and a social worker. Tanya Arceo has their story.
The 16-year-old at the heart of this case is still trying to make sense of what happened. He told us he feels overwhelmed, traumatized, anxious, and afraid to return to school. And it's no wonder his alleged abuser, Said Badi Guerra, isn't just a familiar face. He's his third form teacher. With his family's permission, we share part of what this young man told us.
I find it so unfair because what he did to me, at no moment I give him consent and he just take action over me, and I feel violated. I am also scared, traumatized. I feel very nervous. I really want to go back to school, but with all this that happened, I feel very insecure. What if I go back to school and he's there, since he was one of my lecturers, and if I go back to high school and I see him there, I will get flashbacks and that will just affect me mentally.
Guerra has been arraigned and released on bail in connection with the alleged sexual assault of the male minor. The family says they are frustrated with how the case has been handled, pointing to gaps in the medical response and report that doesn't match what they were told by the doctor.
I'm not satisfied what this morning the judge do, because he gave bail to Mr. Guerra and he need to be punishment what had done to my son, because it's really true that he raped my son, and I will do everything he pay what he had done to my son.
And you have your medical records, right?
And I'll have all my medical report about what had done to my son.
The teen's mother says what she was told by the doctor and what ended up in the official medical report just doesn't match. According to her, the doctor clearly said her son had been penetrated, but when she got the report, it said nothing of that sort. Even more concerning, the document was missing a signature she expected to see. Now, the family is left with more questions than answers, and they're demanding clarity.
The doctor from Benque Viejo that make the full checkup to my son, he tell me personally that he raped my son, that is, he had hurt him all from inside and he had a lot of pain. So that's true that he hurt my son, raping my son.
Said Guerra had indicated to us that he would grant an interview, but this is still pending. The alleged victim remains confused and in shock, still dealing with a loose tooth reportedly caused by a punch and hoping to receive counseling. I am Tanya Arceo for News 5.
Involving Saeed Guerra remains under scrutiny. The Ministry of Human Development, in collaboration with the National Commission for Families and Children, has issued a joint statement strongly condemning all acts of sexual violence against children. The release emphasizes the urgent need for swift investigations, community vigilance, and stronger child protection systems. Authorities stress that no one, regardless of social or professional status, is above the law. They are also urging the public to report suspected abuse and to support survivors in their pursuit of justice and healing. No one is above the law, and every child has the right to safety, dignity, and justice. The NCFC further emphasizes, quote, "Such acts are unacceptable under any circumstances and must never be excused or minimized, regardless of the alleged perpetrator's social, political, or professional standing," end quote. On Thursday night, we broke a major story. American casino boss Rima Ray has been in police custody for several days. Her arrest follows a months-long investigation, and now she's facing a string of charges tied to illegal gambling. Back here in Belize, News 5 reached out to the Financial Intelligence Unit and the Gaming Control Board with details of Ray's arrest. Tonight, there is a major development. The Ministry of Finance has revoked the gaming license for GMK Sky Limited or Caribe Blue Casino. A late afternoon release from the ministry says the public should not engage in any activity with GMK Sky Limited. The ministry also says that all operations at the casino must cease and desist. Meanwhile, News 5 is continuing its deep dive into Rima Ray's operations in Belize. Paul Lopez has the latest in this developing story.
Rima Ray, an American casino operator in Belize, is behind bars in the U.S. on charges related to gambling, fraud, and the establishment of an illegal gaming business. And if you're wondering why we refer to Ray as a woman, that is because she was born a female. Ray, however, transitioned to a man. In Belize, she is known to most as Remington Ray. But even her inmate records refer to her as a 45-year-old female. She first came under our radar in October of 2024 after News 5 received reports that Ray had acquired dozens of golf cart permits in an already traffic-congested San Pedro town. At the time, Mayor Walberto Nunes denied those claims.
That is not a fact. Initially when I didn't even know exactly when they changed ownership because it was formerly known as Pedro's. And then from Pedro's it went to Moneta, and now it's Caribe Blue.
Mayor Nunes told us that he has knowledge of Ray but did not know her personally. And when we asked the area representative, Andre Perez, about his knowledge of this individual, he denied knowing her.
Do you know an individual by the name of Remington Ray, the owner of Caribbean Blue Casino?
No, I don't.
When the San Pedro Town Council's traffic department gave us access to the traffic log, Mayor Nunes' explanation checked out. 20 golf cart permits registered to Caribe Blue Limited. But the story did not quite add up. News 5 received video of golf carts tucked away in a building adjacent to Rima Ray's casino. However, when we gained access to that building, it was practically empty, except for a few old gaming machines. So what was Ray hiding? It turned out that the real story was not in that empty room, but rather inside the casino itself. An unauthorized ATM machine, operational, dispensing U.S. currency.
How is it that a casino can operate an ATM undetected for a period of time?
I got a better question. How is it configured? I mean, so...
Yeah, it's a good question.
So, yeah. Again, the techies in my IT department could probably give me some idea.
The Financial Intelligence Unit is now revisiting the case with the latest information in hand. Today, Chairman of the Gaming Control Board, Bob Bonara, informed News 5 that the Gaming Board is working with all relevant authorities, including the FIU, to deal with this matter under the scope of the law. So, Could there be a link between Rima Ray's illegal gambling operation in Florida and her business dealings right here in Belize? And what about that shady ATM that was quietly removed after being loaded with US cash? Authorities are now trying to trace the source of those funds. What we do know is this: when US agents arrested Ray, she had over $300,000 US in cash. Her explanation: she claimed it came from selling part of her casino in Belize. But investigators aren't just taking her word for it. There's a lot more to uncover, and we're following every lead. Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
We continue our deep dive into 116 locations across the country that the government of Belize is currently renting. Today we visited several of those locations in Belize City, including those along Regent Street, Albert Street, Euphrates Avenue, and the George Price Highway. By all indications, these buildings are in use by the government agencies listed in the documents provided to News 5. The exterior of some of these structures is evidently in need of some urgent upgrades. And that is just the exterior. We have not gotten a chance just yet to take a thorough walkthrough of some of these structures to get a clearer picture of their interior condition, to better understand what our tax dollars are being spent on. But again, it's 116 spaces, so we are in this one for the long haul, simply because Belizeans deserve transparency. On the other hand, we keep pressing the Ministry of Public Service to release those individual tenancy contracts so that the public can know if we are getting value for money. After the break, CCJ holds monitoring hearing in consent order case. But first, here's the latest weather update from the Belize Met Service.
On July 10, 2025, Belize Electricity Limited and Blair Atoll Power Company Limited signed a historic power purchase agreement for the development of a 15-megawatt utility-scale solar plant, complete with a 1.5-megawatt, 3-megawatt-hour battery storage system. This project represents a significant milestone in building a cleaner, more sustainable, and resilient electricity grid.
Today's signing is the furthest we have ever come down the road of realizing the needed facilities and our own ambitions for harnessing the power of the sun. This PPA provides a model in which everybody, BEL, Babcock, and consumers win, and that is how it should be. We have every confidence that Babcock can and will bring this project home, and BEL publicly offers whatever support it can to realize this goal.
What we learn here will set the foundation for future projects, including solar, wind, hybrid systems, and even other emerging developing technologies, renewable energy technologies, that Belize will need if we are going to remain competitive and resilient.
BEL and Babcock will collaborate closely to develop and commission the plant within 12 to 18 months from the start of construction. Once operational, the solar plant will supply clean, renewable energy directly to the national grid, strengthening Belize's energy security and diversifying our national energy mix.
Dengue and Zika alert. Do your part by preventing mosquito breeding. The Ministry of Health reminds the public that as we enter the rainy season, be aware of the dangers of dengue, chikungunya, and Zika. These are infectious diseases that are transmitted by the bite of Aedes aegypti and Aedes albopictus mosquitoes. These mosquitoes are most active in early morning and late afternoon. Activities that should be done to prevent dengue and Zika include: avoid having containers that can collect water in your yard. Cover water storage containers such as drums. Change the water in flower pots every 4 or 5 days. These are ideal breeding sites for the mosquito. With the elimination of breeding sites in and around the yard, dengue and Zika can be avoided. Dengue and Zika begin with sudden onset of high fever. Other signs and symptoms include rash, joint pain, eye pain. The public is also encouraged to use mosquito repellent spray or lotion on the body or clothing. Do your part by preventing mosquito breeding. A health and wellness message from your Ministry of Health.
Angela's press celebrating, please. 140 years, so come on, enjoy all the great deals. Back to school, the best quality for less. From June 16th to August 30th, enjoy great deals you won't forget. So many years of serving the people of Belize. Yes, that's Angela's press. Cause we went back to school from June 16th to August 30th. Back to school, win cash on every Tuesday. Back to 10% off on every Tuesday. So when them ask, just tell them that we're going back to school. With an office makeover and 1,000 cash. Back to school, scratch and win. Everybody just come in. We're back to school. It's Angela's press anniversary. Everybody come, enjoy great deals. From June 16th to August 30th. Enjoy great deals. It's Angela's press 140th anniversary. Come out, come in and enjoy great deals. Cause we going back to school from June 16th to August 30th. Back to school, come win cash every Tuesday. We back to school, 10% off on every Tuesday. So when them ask, just tell them that we're going back to school.
Veracidad, imparcialidad.
Este es el término utilizado.
Hemos estado haciendo el trabajo como organización.
Y tus noticias en español.
Están en aguas beliceñas, entonces esta bandera se queda aquí.
Sintoniza Canal 5 cada viernes a las 7 de la noche.
Tenemos que resolver los grandes problemas de este país.
Su voz importa, su acción cuenta.
Transfusión sanguínea, elementos que indican un deterioro evidente del estado de salud.
Somos Noticiero 5 semanal.
Perdió la vida en un heroico intento de proteger a su hermana. El Tribunal de Magistrados de la ciudad de Belice se paralizó. La policía está investigando 2 asesinatos separados.
Tu fuente de información.
It's been nearly a decade since the landmark Maya Land Rights Consent Order was signed. And today, the Caribbean Court of Justice held another monitoring hearing to check in on its progress. The case, brought by the Maya Leaders Alliance against the Attorney General of Belize, continues to shape how Indigenous land rights are recognized and protected. At the start of today's session, CCJ President Justice Winston Anderson acknowledged some positive strides, but also pointed to ongoing challenges that still need attention. So, where do things stand now?
On the positive side, we recognize that the draft policy has been shared with the appellants, and that is very, very useful. No doubt we'll hear from the appellants their views on the draft policy. There has also been a very active engagement by the new Minister of Indigenous Peoples Affairs, Minister Zabane, and we, of course, commend that effort on the minister's part. I mean, also there was a new executive officer, I think Mr. Williams, and he has also been involved. Thirdly, on a positive note, we recognize that there was a meeting between the appellants and the subcommittee of cabinet, and perhaps we'll hear a bit more about that. But again, would have thought that that was a very positive move between the last monitoring hearing and today. But we do have obviously some challenges. We are wanting to find out what progress exactly has been made in terms of the deliverables that we agreed to on the last occasion that we were together.
The road to securing Maya land rights just hit another bump. Today, during a monitoring hearing at the Caribbean Court of Justice, it was revealed that key deliverables from the last session haven't been met. Senior counsel Andrew Marshalek, representing the Attorney General, admitted that the Maya Leaders Alliance wasn't satisfied with the proposed policy and wants major changes. Meanwhile, CCJ President Justice Winston Anderson asked for an update on draft legislation that's already made its way to Cabinet. The original plan was to iron out differences through that legislation, but now it seems that approach may be shifting. Attorney Leslie Mendez, representing the MLA, also weighed in.
I think it has. As I said, the new minister has been getting his feet wet, and he has met with the parties and decided how he would prefer to proceed. So he's making those proposals to cabinet. Of course, a substantial part of that policy was already considered and approved by cabinet. So if it's to be revisited in a substantial way, the issues will need to go back to cabinet for reconsideration.
The issues that we raised in our July 3rd letter are not new issues. Those are issues that we have been asking the government for some time. I would damn near say maybe 2 years. Apologies, Your Honor, I would say nearly 2 years. We had been asking them to engage with those issues, and we had been waiting for their response to those specific points of disagreement that we have substantively with the policy. So our July letter is really, again, basically setting those out, reiterating the issues that we have raised. And we haven't, I think it's fair to say that we haven't really engaged in a dialogue, meaning an exchange of ideas as to how we can reach to some middle ground with respect to these main issues. I do also want to clarify that it's not our position. I don't think it's as intransigent, perhaps, as represented, that we have taken the position that legislation is absolutely not to be discussed or proceeded with while we try to continue the engagement with policy.
Earlier this week, Foreign Minister Francis Fonseca wrapped up a 2-day visit to the Organization of American States headquarters in Washington, D.C. It was a high-level trip packed with important conversations, from border security to the fallout over the canceled Millennium Challenge Corporation grant. That grant, worth a staggering $125 million, was scrapped back in April after the Trump administration shut down the program. Fonseca sat down with foreign representatives to discuss what this means for Belize and where we go from here. He shared some insights into those meetings.
Also had meetings with congressmen, the ranking member of the Foreign Affairs House Committee, Congressman Meeks, Gregory Meeks of New York, and I had a meeting with the chairman of the Republican chairman of the House Committee for Foreign Affairs, Congressman Mast, Chairman Mast. And again, there we talked about the different challenges Belize was facing. We discussed issues that we wanted their support with, including the MCC issue. Belize, Guatemala, we talked about as well. And many different areas of support that we could work on and collaborate on together. So that I found, again, very, very, very useful.
Belize's Foreign Minister Francis Fonseca was in Washington, D.C. this week, meeting with top officials at the Organization of American States to discuss some of the country's most pressing issues, from border security to building strategic partnerships. But one meeting didn't happen. Fonseca didn't get FaceTime with U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio. Earlier this year, Rubio toured the Caribbean and Central America, meeting with leaders across the region. But Belize was left off the itinerary. Instead, Prime Minister John Bersenio received only a phone call. So what's behind the diplomatic distance? Following his trip, we asked Minister Fonseca why Belize still hasn't had a sit-down with the U.S. Secretary of State.
Secretary Rubio has not met with any CARICOM foreign minister. He's met with leaders, heads of government, and as you know, he had a very extensive phone conversation with Prime Minister Bersenio about 2 months ago.
Right.
So we're absolutely satisfied with the discussions we had. As I said, we've had a number of meetings with members of the State Department, including the Deputy Secretary Landau, who is responsible for the Western Hemisphere. That has always been the nature of the relationship between Belize and the the State Department. We work with the Undersecretary who is responsible for the Western Hemisphere. So we have a great working relationship with Deputy Secretary Landau. As I said, on this visit, I met with Secretary Noem, the Secretary of Homeland Security. So, we're absolutely satisfied with that, and we're fully confident that Secretary Rubio is engaged, understands what's happening, and is committed to a good working relationship with Belize.
So you don't take it as a slight?
No, absolutely not.
When we return, 16 men successfully complete Journey to Freedom program.
Oh man, one more stroll and my data is done.
Wait, who said anything about running out? Smart just dropped a more powerful plan that now includes social media data, so you can scroll till your fingers cramp.
Enjoy free social media data now included in our Flex Choice and Select postpaid plans.
Visit any Smart showroom to sign up today because connectivity just got even better. Smart, bringing people together.
This is where blue innovation meets green ambition and orange creativity thrives. Join us for the Belize Investment Summit 2025, September 3rd to 5th at the Sunset Carib in San Pedro. This is the future of regional integration, and it starts here. Whether you're returning home, expanding regionally, or entering new markets, Belize welcomes you. Why Belize? Why now? Belize Investment Summit 2025, Bridging Markets, Building Resilience. September 3rd to 5th, Sunset Carib, San Pedro. Visit investmentsummit.bz to register and be part of shaping the investment frontier.
This is the new era of the Mexican Caribbean. A whole spectrum of colors and hues, multi-dimensional cuisine, holographic beaches. The true new era is within you.
Stop wasting your time and money. Come to Publix, where every dollar counts. So why shop anywhere else? Find the freshest fruits and vegetables handpicked for your family. Need something quick and delicious? Our ready-made rotisserie chicken is hot and ready to go. And with Publix rewards, you save big while shopping for everything you love and need. Publix, fresh, affordable, for you.
Serving Belizean families for 27 years.
Orinjua Open Your Eyes Country Tour is heading your way. On Monday, July 28th, join us live from El Gran Mestizo Resort in Orinjua Town as we bring you energy, culture, and the community spirit of Sugar City. Meet local businesses, explore unique flavors, and celebrate the rich traditions that makes Orinjua so vibrant. It's all happening on Open Your Eyes Country Tour. Tune in at 6:30 a.m. on GBM or stream live on our social media platforms. Come on and be a part of the excitement on Monday, July 28th at Orange Walk Town, powered by Digit, our national telecom.
When a hurricane hits, you want to know you're covered. Take time to review your policy details. Are you adequately covered for hurricane damage? Visit us at 1 Coney Drive in Belize City or one of our convenient countrywide agents. Don't face stormy weather without the right insurance. Having the correct coverage is priceless. Remember, it pays to get it right with RF&G Insurance, a Road Group company.
You pay the bill?
Ma, I got the wallet.
So you could pay the bill now?
Yeah, I can show you.
Ah.
See? Easy.
As the U.S. ramps up effort to deport undocumented immigrants, a surprising name has surfaced in the conversation: Belize. The Trump administration has reportedly approached this Central American nation with a bold proposition: to become a safe third country for asylum seekers. Now, what does that mean exactly? Well, it's a designation that allows migrants to be sent to a country other than their own, where they can still apply for asylum safely. But this move comes amid growing criticism. Just recently, the U.S. faced backlash for deporting 5 criminal offenders to the tiny African kingdom of Eswatini, an act human rights groups slammed as turning African nations into a dumping ground. So how is Belize responding to this controversial proposal? We spoke with Minister of Foreign Affairs, Francis Fonseca, to get the government's take on what could be a major shift in regional immigration policy.
They have raised it with us as a government. They have provided us with some draft documents. We are reviewing those documents. We're vetting them through our Attorney General's ministry. When that vetting process is completed, then the matter will be tabled at Cabinet if the Prime Minister so deems appropriate. And we'll have a discussion about it then. So that's where we are with it. But yes, indeed, the United States government has raised that issue, as they have with many different countries. I know they've concluded one with Guatemala, I believe, Mexico, with Honduras, with Guyana as well. So, you know,
and Panama.
We are looking at it, vetting it, reviewing it. We'll have a discussion at the appropriate time when the Prime Minister feels that he wishes to table the matter before Cabinet. We'll discuss it and make a decision.
Are you personally in favor of it?
No, I don't want to get ahead of any discussion that Cabinet will have. So let's wait on Cabinet until Cabinet has a discussion about it.
What is the pressure like from the U.S.? Is it something that is exerting a lot of energy to actively resist?
No. I must say that obviously it's important to them. It's important to them, but they have been very respectful in the process. So no undue pressure on us. We have explained to them that we understand the importance of the matter, but it has to go through our process here in Belize. When we have concluded that process, we're going to be happy to to sit down and discuss it with them.
Earlier today, there was a moment of celebration and transformation at the Department of Youth Services in Belize City. 16 men proudly received certificates after completing the Journey to Freedom, a program designed to uplift, rehabilitate, and reintegrate young people through spiritual guidance and community support. It's a powerful step forward for these individuals and a reminder of the impact second chances can have. News 5's Brittany Gordon was there for the ceremony and brings us the story.
There's a positive shift in motion, and it's happening in the old capital. After 10 weeks of hard work, reflection, and growth, 16 men have officially graduated from the Journey to Freedom program. Beyond a certificate, it's a step towards healing and hope. Designed to help vulnerable members of our society, the program focuses on emotional growth, spiritual guidance, and building stronger connections within the community. It's about turning the page and starting a new chapter, and today these men did just that.
We've been partnering around the world with many organizations, restore small groups, to bring healing and hope and happiness into the lives of many people who face challenges in their lives, be it from grief, loss, from addiction, from low self-esteem, from having their different fears. So 10 weeks ago, we started this program in partnership with the Leadership Intervention Unit, and we started with approximately 24 men, and today we have 16 of them who successfully completed the program over the course of the past 10 weeks.
The Journey to Freedom is a 36-day-long rehabilitation initiative written by American spiritual coach Scott Real. It is focused on personal growth and a positive change, encouraging participants to explore their emotions and address issues like self-worth, conflict resolution, and anger management. Tyrone Broadster shares what he's picked up on during this experience.
I have a lot of people been through stuff and they hold it in, right? And then like well, I say exile themselves from wrong people, and that one thing will affect you when you're the whole in stuff. So the program tends to be like you're getting a small groups, and then you open up. So everybody open up, you get comfortable. And like what he said, Journey to Freedom. He give you like, you take that load off your back and you could start over. You could start over fresh. So that's one thing, spiritual thing too. Like we know got to do with God and the Bible, and then that's something where beneficial to the community with the young youths growing up, to lead them in a righteous path, right?
All 16 men in the program were handpicked by the Leadership Intervention Unit from neighborhoods across Belize City. According to Young, these individuals stood out for their potential and for their willingness to be a force for the good in their communities. The purpose is to turn them into role models who can spread the word and inspire others. Young also shared his bigger vision of what Belize could look like if we had more stories of transformation like this one.
More seeds of hope and healing being spread across more communities in Belize, to see Belizeans become more, generate a more holistic approach in helping each other, being there for each other and supporting each other and strengthening your neighbors and building solid spiritual Christian communities and values that reflect the good standing of everyday Belizean people who want peace, who want a reality where we don't have a life of too many crime and we have domestic abuse and other various crimes affecting our communities and in our culture today.
Broster shares that his life choices were heavily influenced by the environment he was raised in. His hope is that the next generation in his community will have the opportunity to make better choices and spread kindness openly.
Most people want to be known, right? You don't want people to know you, but some people have the fear that if you open up, you might get rejected. If you open up, you probably have things where they eat you, things where you probably doing at the past, and then they were not really too good. And you feel like, yes, you don't want people to know you, but then you're going to fear to, that if you don't open up, people will reject you. But that, like what I say, you call it like shame, right? Like shame. But the cure for that, people people fear exposure. But the cure for that is exposure. You know, you have to open up. Only so you could start to have a new chapter in your life, right?
The Belize Project believes that by planting seeds of healing and hope, growth can be spread to other youths in their communities, nurturing a safer, kinder tomorrow. Brittany Gordon for News 5.
Up next, Ramil Arana's journey of love, co-parenting, and community.
Oh man, one more scroll and my data is done.
Wait, who said anything about running out? Smart just dropped a more powerful plan that now includes social media data so you can scroll till your fingers cramp.
Enjoy free social media data now included in our Flex Choice and Select postpaid plans.
Visit any Smart showroom to sign up today because connectivity just got even better. Smart, bringing people together.
KTV contestant by texting the number of votes followed by a space, then your contestant's number, and send it to Smart Code 585. Here are this week's contestants.
I'm here without you, baby, but you're still with me in my dreams. I don't wanna fall asleep, 'cause I'm missing, baby, and I don't wanna miss it, baby. Oh, yeah, yeah. I say, hey, what's going on? And there are bombs and there are guns in your head, in your head. They are dying. Never know this one. That was when I. Just because it burns doesn't mean you're gonna die. You gotta get up and try and try and try. I found a reason for me to change who I used to be. I'm becoming this. All I want to do is be more like me and be less like you.
Remember, Voting ends on Sunday at midnight, and don't forget to tune in every Tuesday at 8 p.m. only on Great Belize Media.
Unwrap the joy of crystal clear picture and sound from Iowa, the brand that offers you affordability and exceptional quality. Iowa has a wide range of exceptional products to choose from, such as TVs, speakers, headphones, home appliances, and much more at affordable prices that won't break the bank. Enhance your audio-visual entertainment experience with Iowa, and for your convenience, parts are readily available in country for hassle-free maintenance. You can find Iowa products at your local electronics store countrywide. Choose Iowa, the best in home entertainment and household appliances.
For the past several weeks, we've explored the many faces of fatherhood. Men who lead with compassion and show up with intention. For our final story, we turn to a familiar face. Rumil Arana has offered valuable financial advice to many. And we've also featured his work mentoring young people in the community. But this time, we got a more personal perspective as he shares what fatherhood means to him, raising 2 boys and navigating co-parenting with presence and purpose. Here's this week's look on the bright side. Rumil Arana is the person you'd turn to for breaking down complex numbers or offering financial advice. But when it comes to fatherhood, something completely different and far more intimidating laid before him 8 years ago.
It was a nerve-wracking time because I didn't know what I could be or what I should be, what kind of father that I wanted to be. There's billions of thoughts going through your mind, but you just have to embrace it and you just have to try your best on a day-to-day basis.
As I sat down with fathers this month, I learned that this is a common thought they each share as they reflected on preparation of fatherhood. And while some look to the guidance that they receive from their own fathers, some look to mentors, people who've done it all before.
Luckily, I was one of the last persons in my friend group to have a child, so they kind of gave me tips and pointed me along the way. But the one thing that I remembered is, I think my cousin had told me that not every day is going to be perfect. You just have to try your best to make sure that your children are all right, and don't be scared to discipline them because they're going to love you still. And there were times that I thought that they would hold something against me and then they hug me and go to bed, "Good night, Daddy," and I think, all right, I think we're okay.
Rumil became a father for the first time 8 years ago when Kai was born. With less than a decade together, his reflections already speak volumes about the impact a father can have. He shares what his dad means to him and why fathers matter. Or why do you think dads are important?
Because they defend us, they help us with our homework, and they're special to us.
Why do you think dads are special?
Because every time we feel sad, they help us.
His younger son, also named Rumil, isn't big on words, but his presence says a lot. And that, Arana reflects, is part of the uniqueness of fatherhood. It's about tuning in, embracing each child's individuality, and learning how love and connection can show up in different forms.
Kai was always the talker. So he would try to be the person that's influencing me or try to negotiate with me.
Perhaps he got it from his father.
Maybe he does. But Rumil is the thinker. He will devise the plan. So I always said to myself, I'm in trouble because we have one that's going to devise the plan and we have the other that's going to enact it. So those are my two that I have right there.
And it's not just his own sons that Rumil is committed to. Through basketball, he's created a space where other children can feel safe, seen, and supported, especially those who may not have strong father figures in their lives.
So I realized that, a lot of these children don't have a safe space, and they don't have that guidance, and they don't have anybody to look to. So I try to use sports not only to help them become skilled basketball players, but I want them to understand that they have people that they could look to for guidance if they need it, because a lot of youth don't have it.
One of the most meaningful aspects of Ramil's story is his openness in talking about co-parenting, a dynamic many parents navigate but don't often speak about openly. Arana acknowledged that while it comes with its challenges, the key is keeping the child at the center of every decision, ensuring their well-being remains the shared priority.
Co-parenting is a difficult task. I've had very hard days and I've had better days, but again, you have to try to stay focused on what's really important in the child. And it might be a little bit difficult because again, you're not there all the time. So you have that arrangement where, okay, I get my child on the weekend or I get my child during the week. However, you could agree to.
What we learned is that, in the end, fatherhood isn't about perfection. It's about showing up. Children want to feel safe, supported, and deeply loved. And if you're ever unsure how you're doing, just ask. Sometimes the most honest feedback comes from the one who matters most. Why do you love your dad?
Because he's my hero.
Looking on the bright side, I'm Sabrina Daly. And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available at greaterbelize.com, on our Facebook, and on YouTube. Noticiero Cinco Semanal begins next, so stay tuned. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us, and from all of us here at News 5, have a happy and safe weekend. Good night.